A great quantity of smoke is pumped in the air. It travels far and wide. The atmosphere is polluted, and the population is in danger. We are not at ease at all.
We face a lot of problems.
We are inhaling what we do not want. We are choked. Welcome to Basa Industrial Zone in Douala, where ironworks have endangered human beings and industrial activities. This is where it all starts. Scrap metals are picked from everywhere by individuals and exchanged for money. In the commercial capital, Douala, it is a good trade, especially for the unemployed. As fast as possible, the scrap metals are transported. And here is the final destination, Prometal, an industry specialized in the melting and fabrication of scrap metal. The industry began effective operation in 2009, and already its consequences are devastating.
Lorsque vous voyez une activité comme celle-ci, il s'agit d'une métallurgie.
This is a metallic activity which makes use principally of metal, some sort of incineration. Generally, it produces dust particles, including dioxin. Indeed, what you are seeing behind me is a great quantity of smoke, which obviously has enormous visual impact.
Un impact visuel énorme.
Eli Tiema manages an environmental NGO in Douala. He has traveled extensively, studying and managing environmental safety projects.
Dans tout ce qui concerne les pollutions, surtout atmosphériques.
When it comes to air pollution, after vehicles and transport, foundries are next. They emit dust particles in a great quantity.
Émettent en grande quantité de la poussière.
Let me give you an idea of how activities in this factory are affecting the environment here. These trees, for example, used to be very green, but they now have a new color. They are purely dark, polluted by the activities. This is indicative of what human beings are inhaling. Around the factory, people are going about their activities traditionally. Residents are estimated in thousands. They are just so close to the foundry.
We living here in the Basa zone. Our surrounding is being we are surrounded by companies, and we don't have pure air. The air is polluted.
Le problème de pollution atmosphérique, c'est un problème de santé publique.
Air pollution is a public health problem because the people are the first victims.
Ça crée des problèmes de respiration.
In general, it causes respiratory complications on individuals. And that is the case with this man and family. They have had hard times staying here for years.
Cough, usually frequent cough because of industrial affection. Their products intoxicate the children and so on and so on. That the smoke supposed to go right ahead. So when it turn around out, it give us stashes on dresses and so on and so on. And at the same time, when they are producing, when people are already sleeping, they create a lot of noise and you cannot sleep.
It is a familiar story at the Basa Industrial Zone in Douala. Surrounding inhabitants complaining of poor health and sleepless nights. It is terrible to live here. We have breathing difficulties, especially at night, because it appears production intensifies at night.
Worst of all is that the surrounding is so hot because there seems to be no air coming in to our quarter because we are surrounded by companies. And then in the evening it is just impossible for us to sleep because of the noise, and we always have the impression that there was something exploding somewhere, and it is very, very difficult for us to sleep.
There are no official statistics of how activities of Prometal are affecting the people, but many have lost their lives as a result. Apart from human beings, neighboring industries are also feeling the pinch of Prometal. Not only are finished products buried in dust particles, but there is a direct negative impact on production.
We've invested a lot on machines which are not being used presently because of the dust particles which prevents a good finished product from our company. You see, we cannot print on bottles which are dirty. Despite the machines which have been installed, the extractors, the amount of dust is still enormous. We are obliged to change the filters of our machines frequently. We are obliged to clean the environment frequently, and this is not good. Most of our workers are always on sick leave, and those who cannot produce normally again because of their health conditions. There are those who hadn't asthma, now they are having asthma. Those who were not having tuberculosis, some of them are already exposed to it.
Since I started work here, I developed some, let me say this, pain inside my lungs. Whenever I'm out of this place, like for holidays, I don't have any pain. But whenever I come back, the pain keep coming back. So I had to go and meet a doctor. The doctor said it's a problem with my environment, my working environment. And I'm realizing that it's because of the smoke. It's black smoke I'm inhaling every time that I have this problem.
So it was very dangerous.
Very dangerous. I have this permanent pain inside my lungs.
Our government normally should make sure all companies who are putting efforts to protect the environment, to think about safety and quality, they should be encouraged. We want the government to force all the companies who are not protecting the environment and not putting quality or safety in the front line to do it.
It is not that the government of Cameroon has been silent in the face of the environmental hazard. In 2005, the Cameroonian government passed a piece of legislation obliging industries to pass an environmental test before operating, the so-called environmental impact analysis.
Maintenant, lorsque l'on voit une émission comme celle-ci,
But when we see activities such as these, we question whether the factory really underwent the test. There exist penalties for those who do not respect the norms.
fait son audit environnemental est-elle conforme?
Nous avons interpellé cette structure qui a effectivement importé et installé.
The Littoral Regional Delegate for Environment and Nature Protection confirms that Prometal brought in equipment to treat the smoke, but regrets that things are getting worse.
Mais malheureusement, nous continuons à recevoir.
Unfortunately, we continue to receive a multiplicity of complaints from so many people. That means that what was done could not effectively treat the smoke.
Qui nous préoccupe.
We are greatly concerned by the activity, but note that development cannot be effected with zero pollution.
Sans pollution, avec zéro pollution.
In any case, there are possibilities of relocating the factory.
Prometal, il y a même des possibilités.
In fact, Prometal will be relocating in the days ahead.
Dans un proche avenir.
In an attempt to balance the story, we drove to Prometal to hear their version, and unfortunately, our request for an interview was declined. As complaints regarding the activity of the factory continue to pour, ironically, Prometal is giving birth to more factories, just a few meters from the main factory. And there are already warning signals for the population. No measures have been taken to prevent a similar situation. A spirit of laissez-faire par excellence.